we have to bring back the car to Asimessaout, and we are 75 kilometers away. I think it's not too dramatical. We will find some solutions.
Are you disappointed?
Of course, because everybody works a lot on that program, and the mechanics worked a lot, and so it's always disappointing when you're retired from a race.
And back again next year, though?
Of course.
Even in the middle of the desert, you sometimes have to beware of people crossing the road. Watch out for those pedestrians. They'd certainly get a shock if leader Ari Vatanen was to come through at racing speeds. Ari Vatanen in absolutely superb form in the Peugeot 405, but faltering slightly yesterday with that mechanical problem to his front suspension. But that problem emphasised that there's certainly no room for complacency in the Paris-Dakar. His lead's been cut to 44 minutes, and in the Paris-Dakar, that is not a great deal. Fortunately for Ari Vatanen, the man now up into second place is his teammate, the man who will be supporting him every step of the way, the double world rally champion Juha Kankkunen. He's in the Peugeot 205, which took Vatanen to victory last year, and he's providing able support for the leader. Mind you, there's no doubt that Juha Kankkunen would like to score a Paris-Dakar win himself. In third place overall in the Mitsubishi, it's Kenjiro Shinozuka, the superbly talented Japanese driver. He proved his worth last year, and once again he's demonstrating just what a talented driver he is. Shinozuka in second place on yesterday's stage, moving up to third overall. In fourth position, Pierre Lartigue. He got lost yesterday while looking for the central checkpoint, and that cost him dearly, slumping him down the leaderboard to fourth place. He had been lying in second position, so he's got a lot of making up to do. Lartigue now 2 hours and 6 minutes behind the leader. In fifth position, and one of the surprises of the Paris-Dakar, Luciano Andretto. It really is an astonishing achievement for a privateer to be doing as well as this in an event of the calibre of the Paris-Dakar. Obviously testimony to Andretto's skill and the preparation in Italy of that Mitsubishi Pajero. Andretto just 2 hours and 15 minutes behind the leader. Very creditable indeed. In sixth position until yesterday was Jan de Rooij, and that really was an incredible performance. Many said that it was possible they could even have won this event. But moving up to take over his position, Malcolm Smith in the Camel Range Rover, now in sixth place overall. The leading truck is now the Liaz of Jiri Moskal. De Rooij was more than 5 hours ahead when he withdrew from the event, and now Moskal has only a 29-minute advantage over the second man. The Iron Curtain trucks traditionally do well in the Paris-Dakar. Second on the truck leaderboard, number 606, the MAN truck of Bernau. Although the trucks are still spectacular, the event has clearly lost a little bit of its sparkle with the withdrawal of the DAF team. There's no doubt about it that the double-engined 1,000-horsepower DAF truck of Jan de Rooij was one of the most spectacular sights on wheels. Former Italian motocross champion Franco Pico never quite tasted the fruits of top-level success in the World Championship, but he's certainly tasting the fruits of success in the Paris-Dakar Rally, leading the event by 39 minutes from 5-times winner Cyril Neveu. Neveu had a poor start to the rally, but he's certainly making up ground now as he powers through the desert on the big Honda. Neveu's just 4 minutes ahead of Eddie Orioli. He's on the Honda Italy bike. But Serge Peter Hansel in fourth place has a lot of ground to make up. He's a long way down on Orioli, and it looks like the winner will come from among those top 3 men. Peter Hansel, certainly one of the surprises on 2 wheels in this year's event. This is where the Paris-Dakar Raiders camp for the night. There's time to give some much-needed servicing to the vehicles and a much-needed rest to the tired bodies. No matter how big the job, it just has to be done. The mechanics are among the most highly skilled exponents of their trade, and their working conditions far from ideal. The mobile workshop that every self-respecting Paris-Dakar mechanic wouldn't be without. Some of the people on the Paris-Dakar have it easy. They leave by plane every morning for the next stop. But for the contestants themselves, it's back on the road. They start as just a speck, but the roaring thunder of the two Hondas flash by in a cloud of sand. This is Grasso, the support rider to rally leader Franco Pico of the Chesterfield Yamaha team. The support riders are extremely important. It's their job to make sure that the team leader gets to the end of the stage. If necessary, he'll sacrifice parts from his bike to keep his number one man going. Even the best can get lost on occasions. Double winner Gaston Rayet checks his compass and his rolling road book before he gets back in the saddle. Leading Cagiva rider Alessandro De Pietri may have gone, but Gualdi's still in the race. And so is Rayet. Now he's got the route sorted out. He joins his teammate, and it's onward towards the end of the stage. There still seems to be a bit of confusion. But Rayet at least seems to know where he's going. Which is more than this man seems to do. They're going in all directions. Eddie Orioli seems confused at the moment. There's been a lot of criticism this year of the road book compiled by clerk of the course René Medge. One of the problems is that the road book was written by René Medge from the point of view of a car driver, and of course the bikers see it differently. Gilles Lallet and Cyril Neveu get a bit of advice on which way to go over this section. This way, boys. And finally, the two men come together and continue their great double act. Neveu on the right and Lallet on our left, powering onwards on these ultra-powerful Hondas. They weave through the desert. It's the unstable nature of the sand that causes the bike to weave in that nature. And no matter how good a chassis you make, the bike still does it. Back on the route, but now out on his own, Gaston Rayet, the double winner on the Marlboro Suzuki. Leader Ari Vatanen in the Peugeot 405. He's in magnificent form in this year's rally. An hour and 3 minutes ahead of his teammate, Juha Kankkunen, the man who made it a Peugeot 1-2 on the run down towards Agadez. But will Kankkunen, who's already said he won't be competing in the Paris-Dakar again, try and win the event himself? He's already shown that he doesn't like team orders. In 1986, he was ordered by Lancia to lose the Monte Carlo rally, and he didn't like that one bit. But there's nothing that Vatanen likes more than winning. He may be an hour ahead, but that's nothing in the Paris-Dakar. Pierre Lartigue in the leading Mitsubishi Pajero is 2 hours and 10 minutes behind the leader, but anything could happen on an event like this. Franco Pico, the leader on the Chesterfield Yamaha in the wide open expanses of desert that's typical of one part of the course. You have to have your wits about you on this soft sand. It can catch you out in an instant, as Andre Malherbe found to his cost. The going of the Sahara is a complete contrast to the terrain they call the Sahel. The scrublands which border the desert are dry, sometimes rocky. There's some vegetation that you never see in the desert. And the difficulty is that there are so many tracks all over the place. It's in this sort of country that navigation comes into its own, and following the road book is vital, if the road book's accurate, that is. This is Eddie Orioli on the Honda Italy bike. And Gilles Lallet going extremely well on the Works Honda. Although, as we'll see in a minute, his team is having more than its share of problems. He's now the only Works Honda left in the 1988 Paris-Dakar. Lallet has cause to remember the 1987 Paris-Dakar as the event he was disqualified from for cheating.